Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I have Graham Stephan here to share some ideas for passive income, some of his passive income sources. It's that elusive income that so many people desire and strive for, but it can be somewhat difficult to actually obtain. So he's going to share with us some of his income sources that he's generating passively while he sleeps every day, every hour, every minute. So I'm pretty excited for this. Make sure you drop a like on this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and let's get started with this. So yeah, Graham, do you want to go into one of your larger passive income sources and kind of how you got started with that and how much income it could be generating for you?
Yeah, I think I'll start with this. I think one of the biggest misconceptions with passive income is that you can get something for nothing. And the thing with passive income is that you're always going to be trading something for it. Either you're going to be trading your money to make passive income, or you're going to be trading your effort and your time to set it up. I've always believed that the amount of passive income you generate is really a reflection of how much value you provide to somebody else, because you have to give something to get some money back. I never believe passive income is as simple as setting up a website and then just not doing anything with it, unless that website is figured in such a way where it's adding value to someone else. So I really believe that the more value you can give other people, the more money you will end up making in return. Now, in terms of actually making the passive income, I would say it's not my biggest source by any means, but I do think it's the one with the most longevity for me has always been real estate investing, because that is something for me that I feel like isn't really tied so much to the amount of effort I put in. It's really something, at least for me, where I put in a ton of time up front and a ton of money up front to get it going, and that is going to last me my entire life. Versus some of these other income sources that I'm about to tell you will have a time, I believe, will have an expiration date on them, where it could very much be passive for the next 1 to 5 years. But I don't know about 5 years from now. Very much all of those could wipe away just as long as it took to create them. So my rental income for me has always been my foundation. And I've lived my life around basically I keep whatever I spend at the level of my rental income. So that way I can save everything else, and no matter what happens, I'm just spending whatever the rental income generates. So right now it's about $4,800 a month in rental income. Now that is net. That is not gross rental income, and people are going to get angry because people always get angry in the comments. They're like, "But Graham, that gross rent, but how much of that do you get?" That's how much actually is in my bank account after paying the mortgage, the property taxes, the repairs, the expenses, the everything. That is how much that's free after all expenses. The gross is much, much, much higher than that. So mine is about $4,800, depending on the months. Worst months might be around 42, best months might be closer to 6. But on average, about $4,800 a month. And that's basically what I base my own spending on, is just that. To do that, though, took me, how long did that take me? I would say that's about 10 years in the making. Yeah. From saving, investing, reinvesting in real estate, putting in the time, that's 10 years to make $4,800 a month.
And I think you kind of said this earlier, but yeah, that's the problem with passive income. It takes time or it takes money to start generating that. And those are really the two factors in there. Time or money you have to put up front to then generate the income. So it was time and money, putting it in to then eventually start earning that passive income. And I would assume that it's probably going to just increase in the future, especially with real estate.
Exactly. The other advantage, though, of with real estate is that $4,800 a month is cash flow. In addition to that, I make about $2,500, $2,600 a month in equity, meaning I'm paying down my mortgage balance by $2,600 every single month. So next month it'll go down $2,600, the month after go down $2,600, the month until eventually after 30 years it's all paid off, and then all of a sudden the cash flow that I get, the $4,800 a month, might increase to $10,000 or $11,000 a month when all the mortgages are paid off, because I've done paying off that equity. And that's all passive. I mean, that's every day. It's $85 less loan that I end up owing because of that. But to do that took me almost 4 years of saving to buy my first property. 4 years. That was also 4 years of working as a real estate agent to really get familiar with the area and what makes a good property and what makes it a good investment. So it was definitely not something that happened overnight. It's not something that you watch one YouTube video and then the next day you go and start buying rental properties. It took quite a lot of work to set that up.
Yeah, I could imagine. So after real estate, what would you say would be some other passive income sources that you've set up?
Yeah, so I've been really fortunate to be able to talk about real estate and get paid for it too. So I basically used all of that experience that I've gathered in real estate and then now made YouTube videos talking about my experience investing in real estate, which oddly enough, I mean, the reality of it is that makes way more money than actually investing in real estate.
And then you can put that money into the real
Which
estate.
I put that,
then,
all that money
yeah,
just gets reinvested
yeah.
back in more real estate. So right now, it's like this upward spiral of I make more money because I make more money, and because of that, I make more money, which means I make more money. It's a weird cycle. The problem with this, and I'll go into that source of income, the problem with that is that people see that end result, and they see that you make so much money talking about real estate. Why would I ever go and invest in real estate when I can just talk about it? People feel the same way about Shopify and e-commerce. They're like, why would I ever make $5,000 a month doing Shopify when I could teach a course and just go straight to the course and teach someone how to do that and make 50 grand a month? And people, they'll skip everything that people need to actually make the 50,000 a month. So that was something that I just want to make very clear, that right now from YouTube videos and from me making videos talking about real estate, it's about $35,000 to even over $40,000 a month. Like the last 4 months have all been over $40,000 a month on YouTube, making YouTube videos. Now, a lot of that is new videos that I will have to go and film and take my time and plan them out, and it's not passive whatsoever. But I've noticed that probably about 20% of that income is from old videos that I posted 2 years ago. Like my Roth IRA video that I posted 2 years ago. You made a Roth IRA video too.
Yeah.
But that video still makes me $500 a month from one video.
And like you said though, like eventually it will die out, like that video. And so it is passive, and probably, I would assume for probably the next couple of years, there's still gonna be some views trickling into that video, but it has a lifetime where the real estate, like you said, lasts, forever almost.
I agree with that. YouTube, I think, is extremely fickle, and I think that, I'm not naive to think that YouTube, won't last forever. And there will be a point in time, shocking to believe, but I won't be trending on YouTube or whatever it is, that people won't care what I have to say. There's going to be someone else new that comes up, who is just maybe more interesting, more charismatic, and people just prefer to watch that person. The algorithm pushes that person more. But right now, it's doing about $35,000 to $40,000 a month just from making YouTube videos talking about my experience in real estate. But the important differentiation with that is that I wouldn't have been able to do that. I wouldn't have been able to make that money if I didn't have all the experience in real estate to talk about it. So a lot of people see that and they think they can skip all the experience and just talk about something, which some people can, and they very much will do very well, just going and reading something and then recycling the information. And that there's nothing wrong with that. But I think having that experience really lends itself to giving more credibility, and that you actually know what you're talking about, and that you're not just going and, seeing something over here and then recreating that for your own channel.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about your real estate investments. We talked about YouTube revenue. Yeah. What else could be tied into that?
We could say course sales and I know there is a bit of a taboo with course sales about, I think the first thing people think of is scammer. You sell a course, you're scamming people. But, it's just, you are charging for your knowledge, just like you would charge for your time, just like a college would charge for their education, just like a book would charge you to read a book. You are charging for your information.
And you know what? I'll say that I know, like, I personally at Penn State, I'll pay $1,500 for like an art history class, right? And so it's almost the same type of thing as that. Like, you're paying for information that can end up making you a lot more money. So courses, there's really nothing bad about them as long as they're ones that are actually providing value and actually returning on your investment.
They have a negative connotation, I think, because there are quite a few unscrupulous people out there.
Some bad apples.
Who basically just did what I had said and figured, why am I going to do this when I can just sell a course on it? They skip actually learning this and they just make the course. And those are the people that I think give it a very bad rep. So I just make sure, at least with my course, that I know it's 100% worth it, and if anyone's ever unhappy, I'll give a refund. And that's the one thing and I'll tell you how much I'm making on this, obviously, because that's what everyone cares about. But for my course, I just pride myself that I have not had one single bad review. There's not one person talking negatively about it. I never delete anything. So, it's not like I'm just going delete, delete, delete. There's genuinely not one person that has anything bad to say about it. And if anyone is ever dissatisfied with it, I'll offer a refund, or I make things right. It's never worth sacrificing, I think, your own integrity to make one sale from one unhappy person. But right now, that is doing about, I mean, this month was like almost 30 grand this month from course sales. But typically, it's been anywhere between 5 and 15,000 a month. And that's something that I don't push it.
I've
rarely,
noticed that. Yeah.
rarely ever push it. The only times I will push it is in a relevant video at the very end of the video, because I don't want to upset people by talking about it in the beginning. It'll be usually at the end of the video where I say, if you like it and you want to try this out, here's what I have to offer if you want to learn more. But that is something that, like, even now we're just doing this interview. 2 people bought a course. So that's like, you know, we'll throw it up here. It's just like how many. Here we go. So this was, here we go, purchased. Yeah, so like there was $300.
Wow.
Just in the time that we were doing this, and then when you got here, there's another one, another $300.
So $600 in 30 minutes of.
Yeah. Now it's obviously not every single.
Yeah.
You know, there are days that there's nothing. But the point being is that it's not tied to me working anymore. That you put some information out and you create some level of information that is self-sustaining. And I'm also like my products are not going to be good probably 6 years from now. They're probably going to be a bit outdated and they would need a refresh. So it's you create value up front, and that's something that has a lifespan a lot of times. If you create something, it will have a lifespan. But that lifespan could be a few years, it could be a few months, or maybe it could be a decade. You know, but this is something that right now is great, and it will last probably 2 to 6 years, I'm guessing.
Wow. Yeah, so I think that really speaks a lot, saying that like I've noticed that as well, that you're not pushing the course too hard, but the people who do buy your course are very, very satisfied with it, because I've like looked over like the outline of it, and I can see there's so much information in it that I think it's something that, you know, I might personally have to get into. But this is not an affiliate link here.
It's not.
We're not pushing this course too hard.
I've never done an affiliate.
Yeah,
There's been nothing. There's been nothing I've done so far. I do it all myself.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so after that, we would say that what else kind of ties into that? Would you say like affiliate commissions from something like Amazon?
Yeah, so I do Amazon.
Okay.
And in the very beginning, that was about $60 a month putting little book links.
Same. Yeah.
Then I figured out that you could do an Amazon store where you have one link. If you haven't done this yet, you got to do it.
Not.
Okay, so here we go. So that took my income from $60 a month to $700 a month by doing the Amazon store. The reason why is because when someone clicks a link to a book, you're buying a $10 book and you're getting like a 50-cent commission. When you link to an Amazon store, it takes you to a page where you link all of your stuff in one page. And in that page, I link to more expensive items now. Instead of doing books, I will link to what my lavalier microphone is, or my light setup, or I'll link to the posters and things I have in the back, and things like this. Just anything that is relevant to my filming or anything like this, I'll link to it instantaneously. Boosted up sales.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with what we're talking about, we're just talking about affiliate marketing, where when people click on a link for, say, like a book, that we will then get a commission for kind of bringing them to Amazon.com. So it's kind of like a win-win, helping people gain knowledge. For example, you could leave a link for like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a really good book, and then people read the book and you get like 50 cents, but then also some other commissions on top of it. Yeah.
But again, that's very much tied to how many views I get on my videos. And again, I don't expect that to last forever. So I treat all of this as basically, here's my last month at getting the money. What am I going to do with it? Save and invest all of it. And if it's another month, great. It's not going to last forever. And that's what I think a big misunderstanding a lot of people have going into passive income, unless you buy it. If you buy passive income by buying a rental property or maybe investing your money in stocks or anything like this, then I think there's a lot more longevity. But creating value has a lifespan to it.
All right, so we went over some of those passive income sources that you're generating now, and hopefully more in the future. But if you found this video to be helpful, don't forget to head over to Graham's channel after dropping a like on this video and subscribing. Then head over to Graham's channel and check out some of the information that he has. So much great information. I watched just about all of your videos. And so thanks for letting me come over, film this video.
Yeah,
I think it was pretty good. And I'll see everybody next time.
Awesome.
Who would have thought that like this is what it comes to, This is so terrible. It works. I can't stop.
There's 2 guys in a garage.
Just like flexing money to the camera.
Just the idea of this, like,
This is what it takes, man.
Yeah.
This is what it takes.